It is teaser time. Oh, yes, it is. So, you guys know that my book, This is the Proof, is coming out real soon. Too Many Goodbyes. And Lexi's been giving you tips down below and teasers. And we're going to have a trivia contest real soon. So, pay attention to the tips and the teasers because you can win prizes. And I'm sure you would love that, right? Anyway, more on that later. But I wanted to go into a section of the book that's really important. And I think a lot of people that have been previewing the book a little bit kind of overlook the depth of what is happening in Egypt. So I really want to bring this to the forefront today because think of the title, Too Many Goodbyes. All right. The character Lexi, who's just her nickname, and her birth name is Alexandra, is gone through a lot in life, like most of us, and there's all types of loss and grief, isn't there? So in Lexi's story, she's had her share of it, and she will continue to have it because that's life, right? It's just life. But she decides to take a trip to Egypt. All right. She is working for a magazine that had set her up to go there to do a story with one of her friends with a woman that she worked with that became a very close friend, and they had this connection and they couldn't always quite understand it. But prior to this, Lexi's grandmother was always speaking to her from beyond. She had a miscarriage in one of the chapters, so there's been all different types of losses in her life, and a loss of self happens too, doesn't it? Have you ever experienced that where you kind of just don't even know who you are anymore in this world? Well, just before she's supposed to leave for Egypt, she gets a message on her phone, but she doesn't pick the phone up because she's out busy and picking up last minute things, right? And she doesn't know what the message says until she gets a phone call from her brother. And it was a very disturbing phone call. So, what I want to do is read a little bit from this chapter and explain to you what is going on and the importance of one healing on the depths, even sometimes generational, right? That one needs to go through to clear the pain in their heart and in the cells of their body and in their mind. And Lexi happens to meet somebody. Well, she's introduced to somebody, but she doesn't even know how she got to Egypt. Okay, so the chapter opens like this: a deep golden ray blinded her vision as she stood on the balcony of the Mena house. How could I be here? I don't even remember the flight. Oh, wait, did Tim propose to me at the airport, or am I dreaming? Dear Lord, what did I say? I don't remember. So it opens up with kind of like a little hint of something that just happened and something that happened right prior. The freaking Great Pyramid? What are my eyes witnessing? This can't be so surreal. It's massive, and I'm standing on a balcony. This seems impossible. The phone rang and startled Lexi, hypnotized by the structure before her eyes. Hello? No one responded. Hello? Who's there? There was a long pause. There was no response, but she kind of thought she knew who it was. Maybe it's a phone call from Jesus, a sign from Jesus. Lexi! Oh, Tim! Her voice dropped in tone, sounding disappointed. I wanted to make sure you arrived safely. You freaked me out at first with the silence. It must have been a bad connection. He lied. I'm going to get some dinner and go to sleep. I'm exhausted. Let's chat soon, okay? So, anyway, this is the setup of the chapter. So, right prior to all this, her buddy from work actually gets into a car accident when her brother calls her. I'm not going to tell you anything else, okay? So now she's in Egypt. Tim, who's also part of this story, you'll get to know more about him and why he lies to her, okay? And her employer, Marty, had arranged for this trip and arranged from different tours. And then one afternoon, she is in the gift shop in the Mena house in the hotel. And the gentleman there says, you need to meet my cousin. He's a healer and he can heal you. And she thought, wait a minute, who are you to say I need to be healed, right? But anyway, she is curious about this, and on some level, she knows that she needs to heal that heart and get rid of this grief and loss and things that are holding her back because she built a shield around her heart. Has that happened to you when you've had failed relationships or lost people in your life? So he tells her, come back, and she's like, well, how's he going to do this? And he tells her, Well, he was born with a healing gift, and his eyes can see into your chakra system. He just knows what energy is draining someone or if their heart is broken. And she's like, and what does he do? Okay. Honestly, he would have to explain it. It's not something I entirely understand. So she goes to meet this stranger later on that night, right? And here he is, a tall, slightly pudgy Egyptian man who stood before her with his emerald eyes, right? It cut right through her heart. His presence felt magnificent. He was powerful. Yeah. He motioned her with his hands and turned her palms upside down, and she questioned nothing. It's like some powerful force just overcame her. Gently, he placed his hands on top of her palms, and she almost fainted from the intense energy circulating around the palms of her hands and then shot up into her heart center. She had no idea what was going to happen, but she had a sense inside of her. So, what is she going to do? Well, you're going to have to read the book and find out because Lexi takes off with the healer. Can't tell you where yet. And she has quite the experience that is going to take her through a process of generational healing. So it's a powerful story, and that healing opens her up to something else when she goes into the Great Pyramid. And if you've ever been to Egypt, you know it's an amazing sacred place, isn't it? So enjoy the journey with Lexi. Find out how where she goes with this healer, this man she doesn't even know that she has this courage inside of her to just take off with him. What this healing process is about, who shows up when she goes through this process, and where does it all lead her? So remember, tips and teasers are going to help you win some prizes when I make that announcement in here real soon. Anyway, the book is up for pre-order on Barnes and Noble. On August 8th, mark your calendar because I am being interviewed, uncut, raw, and real about being inside the author's mind. That's the official release date. Learn some more, ask your questions. Matter of fact, if you have a question, answer it down below and we'll see if we can get the answer in when we do the live interview. Okay. So thank you for stopping by today. And take this journey with Lexi. It just might make you reevaluate your own life and open up a whole new world for you. Bye.